Hey everyone, welcome back to my astrology channel. Today we're going to talk about Jupiter in your 10th house. So let's talk about what is Jupiter. So Jupiter is an older planet. Jupiter is considered a teacher, a guru, a mentor. Okay, so Jupiter is connected with being dharmic because it owns house 9 in house 12 in the Kalpurush Kundali. So house 9 is your father, is your dharma, it's your spirituality, it's your foreign travel, your long distance travel. So Jupiter definitely rules all of that. The father, the foreign travel, or the long distance travel, the spirituality, the higher studies, PhD level studies, because it's a guru, it's a teacher, it's a mentor. So that's what Jupiter is. Jupiter is also all about ethics, integrity, meditation. Okay. Jupiter is a planet of expansion. Okay. It provides expansion in the sense, it provides you good benefits from your children. It gives you good children. If Jupiter is benefit for your horoscope, you'll have good children. You'll have good partners, whether in business or in life. You'll have good real estate, good property, good family, good mother, good father, good mentors, teachers. Okay, so Jupiter, as long as it's benefit for your horoscope, you should see all those things in your life. Okay, Jupiter is a very ethical planet. If you see Jupiter sitting on a house, most likely that house is going to be very ethical and very integrity oriented home, unless there's malefic influences on that house, such as Rahu either sitting with it or aspecting it, or Shani, Saturn, sitting with it or aspecting it, or Mars, etc. So those kind of influences then will tag on, or Ketu. So Jupiter is also a very righteous planet. Okay, it is considered more like a saint. So, and it's considered a lazy planet also. It does bestow lots and lots of prosperity. So if it's aspecting a certain house and that house is connected with wealth somehow, you can be sure you'll get wealth. Again, as long as there are no associations in that house. So let's talk about the aspects of the house. What aspects does Jupiter have? And then we'll go into the house that the Jupiter is sitting in. So the fifth aspect, Jupiter has 3 aspects. It has the 5th aspect from its house, from where it's sitting in, and then it has a 7th aspect from where it's sitting in, and then it has a 9th aspect from where it's sitting in. So we'll talk about the 5th aspect. 5th aspect of Jupiter is considered one of the best aspects. So if you think about 5th house in the Kalpurush Kundali, 5th house is considered the house of your past life good deeds. So when Jupiter is placing that 5th aspect on the 5th house from where it's sitting, it is giving you that blessing based on your past good deeds that you have done. So you care for that house like your child, and that house may also care for you like you are its child. So that's one of the best aspect to have, because that's an aspect that you get without doing anything, without lifting a finger. You get that because you're bringing it from your past life's good deed. The second aspect that you get is 7th aspect from where it's sitting. Now that aspect is basically a give and take. So if you give good in that relationship, you get good back. But you want that aspect to be really good. So Jupiter blessing it helps you. If you want that aspect to be good, then Jupiter is going to help you. For example, if you have that aspect on your 7th house, if you're going to give good to your kids, if you're going to be nice to them, if you're going to treat them well, they're going to treat you well. They may still treat you well regardless because of Jupiter's 7th aspect. But can you imagine if you treat them well, they're going to treat you so much better? So that's kind of like your 7th aspect. Now, if there's malefic influences, things will change. Now, 9th aspect, Jupiter has a 3rd aspect, which is the 9th aspect from where it's sitting. Now that is your life's topmost goal, is kind of what you feel. But Jupiter is always blessing it. Okay. So that will seem like a struggle for you in your life, that it's struggle, this is something I can't get lifted up. So let's say, for example, if that aspect is on your seventh house, okay, you may feel like relationship with your spouse, or seventh house is also business feels like a struggle. But eventually Jupiter is going to bless you where that relationship can take off. It can become good for you, but it's going to require struggle from you. It's going to require a lot of effort from you. You have to really want to do it. And then Jupiter will help, will give its blessing. You can't just sit there and say, I'm not going to do anything with this aspect. Well, then Jupiter's not going to be able to, it can only give so much blessings to it, right? Now, again, if there's anything malefic in your horoscope, if Jupiter is a functional malefic, those things will take time. Jupiter is still a very benefic planet because that's its innate nature. It's going to be benefic to you. So those are the aspects. So let's talk about Jupiter in your 10th house. As they say, wherever Jupiter sits, it takes away something from that house. But when Jupiter is sitting in the 10th house, so when you're putting Jupiter in the 10th house, Jupiter is going to make you work in the capacity of like a guru, like a teacher who wants to sit and tell everybody, this is what you need to do. This is how you need to do it. You're going to be more of a teacher when Jupiter is sitting in your 10th house. Now, based on the Lord of the house and other aspects on that house, we can really tell what type of a field you would like to teach in. But Jupiter sitting in your 10th house also does a few more things, because Jupiter is a giver. It likes to give. And 10th house is a house of work where you work for money or you work for material gains at some point, during some point. So when Jupiter is sitting in your 10th house, it's going to make you a very ethical worker, a worker full of integrity. You may be just giving away things. You may be a great counselor. You may be working with people and just giving away your knowledge for free, and that's okay. That's not a bad thing to do, because as you know, the whole world is a karmic world. The more you give, the more you're going to get, is what I believe. So when you're sitting there, you're automatically going to be wanting to give, give, give. So that's a great placement for Jupiter, but it's also very, very benevolent placement for Jupiter, as you would say. So that's Jupiter for you here. You're going to do great in whatever you do, because Jupiter is sitting there. So whatever you do, Jupiter's going to bless you with that. It expands wherever it sits. So when you're doing good work, it's going to just expand your work. Now if you have other associations sitting there, such as moon, sun, any other associations, that will also define what type of work you would be doing. And the Lord of the home that it's sitting in, it's going to define Lord of the 10th house. And that we can look at your chart and kind of give you ideas on that. Now let's talk about the 3 aspects that Jupiter will place once it's sitting there. First aspect is going to be on your 2nd house. What's the 2nd house? 2nd house is the house of the family that you were born into, you grew up in, the values that you got from the family also, the traditions, your speech, the way you talk, your mouth, the food that you put in. So Jupiter likes a sweet taste because Jupiter's a little bit on the heavier side. So this could expand that in blessing you with sweet tooth. It's not really a blessing, but you need to watch out for your sweet tastes. If you do, Jupiter is going to bless you with good health and everything. So do watch out for that. Do watch out for your speech as well. With Jupiter's 5th aspect, your family is going to be your backbone, okay? Because that's the family that you grew up in. So so you're going to love your family like your children, like you love your children. And your family is, of course, going to love you like their child, which you are. So that's the 5th aspect on your house 2nd. Wealth. Jupiter is blessing you with wealth, sitting in 10th house. If you think about it, Jupiter sitting in 10th house is telling you to be so benevolent with your work, to give away your work for free. And then it's placing its fifth aspect on your second house of wealth. Think about it. It's saying, give everything away for free, not a problem. I'm going to keep giving you wealth. You're not going to suffer from wealth. I'm going to give you wealth and a great family and a great speech and great values. I'm going to give you all of that. It's amazing. Now let's talk about the seventh aspect, which is going to be on house 4. House 4 is a house of mother, house of homeland, house of home, family environment, house of your real estate, properties, luxury, all of that. So if you work hard, if you give to your mom, if you love your mom, if you give them the respect, if you put in the effort to get your family environment to be happy, if you focus on your real estate, any of that stuff, Jupiter's going to give you back many folds. That's a blessing that you got. You got great family, great wealth, great mother. You're going to get all of that. Now, again, if Jupiter is in any way malefic, functional malefic, or there's other aspects, conjunctions, associations, these results will vary. The last aspect of Jupiter is on the 6th house. What is 6th house? 6th house is a house of pain, debt, disease, short-term illness. It's also your daily routine, your service, your job, your pets. So when Jupiter is placing its 9th aspect, as I always say, the 9th aspect is where you will see struggle. So you may struggle with some pain. You may struggle with some debt. You may struggle with disease, because you may have a sweet taste. You may struggle with disease related to that. You may struggle with litigation, court cases, perhaps. Okay? You may struggle with competition. This is also the house of competition, house 6. You may have so many people competing against you. You may have a lot of enemies. It's also the house of enemies. People may just be your enemies for no reason. You may have hidden enemies. You may have competition. All of that. They don't understand that you have that placement of Jupiter due to your great past life deeds. So this is a placement where Jupiter's 9th aspect is going to take care of it. You're going to work hard at it. You're going to fight off that competition. You're going to fight off those court cases if you have them. Perhaps you're a lawyer. If you're a lawyer, you'll make a fine lawyer because you deal with those issues. You'll make a really good doctor because you'll deal with people's pain. With Jupiter in your 10th house, you'll do it with good integrity and ethics. You could be a financial consultant. You can be a financial analyst dealing with people's debt, right? So those are the things you can be. You can be a veterinarian dealing with the pet's pains, okay? So, but if you have enemies, if you have competition, Jupiter is going to give you that strength to fight off that competition because Jupiter has the 9th aspect, and that struggle, you have that divine aspect of Jupiter on that house. So do write in the description, in the comments, please, if you can relate to any of this in your life. Most of these things you will start seeing as you do hit 40, 45 years old, 50 years old. You will start to see a whole lot of this in your life. If you're below that age, 30, something like that, you may not see those things as much as you do when you get more towards the midlife. Reach out to me if you'd like your own personal horoscope read. The link is in the video description. And please don't forget to hit subscribe and the bell icon so you don't miss out on any updates. And also hit like and thumbs up. And hope to see you guys soon.